Chelsea are not really going out there to win the title. I'll tell you why before I kick it back to you. If you were actually trying to win the title, you'd have got a new keeper. If you were actually trying to win the title, once you sold Noni Madueke, you would have gone for Eze, not Jamie Gittins. If you were really trying, Mark, to win the title, you wouldn't have got in the lap.
Chelsea are going to win the league, bro. Chelsea are going to win the freaking league.
Chelsea are going to win the league,
guys, I'm
bro.
asking the questions that need to be asked, and then sometimes I'm faced by this stupidity. Chelsea move into second with a 2-0 win up at Burnley. Are they now emerging as the title challengers this season? We're going to discuss that plus more on this podcast. Marky Mark, I'm going to hit you straight up, my man. I want to start off with Enzo Fernández because you and I have just been on a live stream less than a week ago where you made a statement. Well, Enzo Fernández came up with another goal. He's the joint top scorer for you this season. Mark, would you still drop him from your first 11?
Firstly, I want to say what a great game, bruv. Actually, yesterday was a big game and Chelsea got the job done. They're now second highest scorers in the league. We've got 3 clean sheets, 3 wins. We've got the highest XG in the league.
I've got to correct you.
I've got to
correct you. I have to correct. We're the top scorers in the league. Sorry, mate. Carry on. That's facts.
All right.
Carry on.
All right, fine. We're one of the highest scorers in the league, okay? And actually, I said that we're second highest scorers in the league. That's just what I said. I said we have the highest XG in the league. But going back to the game, it was...
Yeah, carry on.
Fine, replay it back. Look, it wasn't the most entertaining game for me. Chelsea weren't at their best, but they got their job done. You mentioned Enzo Fernández. Look,
yes.
Would I still drop him? He wouldn't get in my first team. Right? We have players out at the moment where we kind of just need him and he needs to start. That's what I will say. His stats are very impressive, but apart from the goal, Geezer, would you even say that he had, what else did he do? Did he have much impact elsewhere in the game? Apart from the first goal where his positional play and he took some of the defenders away. I mean, that in itself, okay, I'll give a prop to that. Of course, he scored the goal as well. But again, like, he was a little bit missing, bro, right? I didn't think, oh my God, he like took the game by the scruff of the neck and he dominated and he dictated the tempo of the game, which is what a player in his position should be doing. But he's been great for Chelsea for his standards, right? He needs to start right now because we have a depleted team. That's what I would say.
Mark, I'm not going to say anything on that just because I want to hear from the Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans, comment, please. I feel like you're going to get a carried on backlash from last week.
He did, bro. He started the game slow, Geezer. For me, he still didn't do that much. He's still scoring and assisting every single game. That is his job. But his job also is to have more impact in the game, to create more spaces, to look forward a little bit more. Sometimes still sloppy on the ball. That's my opinion. I'm expecting more, and I'm done.
Fine. Let's see what everyone else thinks about it. I'm keen to see what the viewers think. Mark, I do want to talk about another guy. You said about grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck. Well, one guy that I did see do that, Andre Santos. Talk to me about him. How good was he in this game, Mark?
I told you, Geezer. Even all the games that you've seen him play, you specifically, Neil, yeah, I haven't seen much. I mean, like, what is it? What has he really done? And I had to agree with you because I was looking at like, when is he going to get more game time? And in those games that he does get, what is he going to do? How is he going to show and prove that he can be an asset to this team? I'm glad, Geezer, that we didn't sell him to Saudi for 60 million. I'm glad that we rejected Bayern Munich, who were interested in sniffing around him. I don't want to say I'm glad that Caicedo wasn't playing. I am glad because he needed to rest. But no Caicedo, no problem, because this guy has finally arrived. Remember the name, bro. Andre Santos is also a first starter for Barcelona, but he was extremely influential. He did all of the dirty work, the interceptions, the tackles, the blocks, the breaking up play, covering huge distances, great off-ball recovery. He kept possession in tight spaces. He drove the ball forward when it needs to be drove forward. Fantastic. Man of the match. Defensively, his IQ was on point. He's a very smart footballer, but he needed time to adapt to the Premier League, and he still needs time to adapt. And yeah, we have a large squad. He needs to play more.
He bossed that game. He's very good.
He bossed that game. Excellent. Needs more time, but we have an asset, and I'm done.
Right. On to someone else who could, Mark, also be an asset to you guys, especially as the lap just seems to be making bad decisions for me from an outside perspective. Mark Gui, he was quality for the goal that wrapped up the 3 points. He set up Enzo. He's built up into that. He was strong, drove into the box, put it on a plate for Enzo Fernández to get the glory. Mark Gui, Mark, what do we think?
Sometimes this guy, he's so raw because sometimes he just runs around like a headless chicken, like trying to create chaos. And we need those type of players, but he is too raw. But I love his energy, bro. His assistance, his drive forward, and that little simple setup for Enzo. I mean, we definitely need that. And he's going to be important for us because you've touched on it. The lap. We need a little bit more from him. He's been poor recently. That's my opinion of Delap. I think he still needs to adapt to Chelsea. He seems a little bit too selfish at times. He should be passing when he's trying to shoot. Yeah. And João Pedro as well had a poor game as well yesterday. And it all wraps around together and it comes back full circles to saying why we need Marc Gui, because we can't always depend on Delap, bro. Can't always depend on João Pedro. It's nice to have a player with his type of attributes come in and disrupt the game. And that's what he is. He's a disruptor, but he's still too raw at the moment. But he needs to grab every chance that he can get because we needed him yesterday. We needed a second goal. And it was because of him we got it. So he's a good asset for Chelsea, especially with the form of Delap and João Pedro. Very happy.
Yeah, I was impressed with him actually, and especially just capping that off with an assist. I think that little bit passage of play is really impressive. So fair play, and yeah, the lap. We're gonna speak about him in a second, mate. What did we learn about Chelsea in this win, Mark? Because I picked up a couple of things, but what did we learn?
No Caicedo, no problem. That was the first game that Chelsea won under Enzo without Caicedo, right? It proves that I don't want to say we don't need Caicedo, because for me, you need the best players in the world, and he falls into that category. But we're like Arsenal are. We're fighting on so many fronts, and we need to rotate the squad when it needs to be rotated. So, no Caicedo at this moment in time for certain games, no problem. I think the biggest thing that we learned so far is Enzo's in-game management, Geezer, because everyone expected Burnley to start with a 5. They started with the 4. Enzo Maresca noticed that around 20 minutes. And those first 20 minutes, I wasn't impressed with Chelsea, right? They looked like they didn't know what to do. But there was changes made after 20 minutes, after Maresca saw this. And after these small tweaks in the style of play, Chelsea started to flourish. Then they started to dominate the game. That's one good thing I like about Enzo Maresca. Well, there's a couple of things, but we're not going to get into this. I'm not a fan of every time he's starting 11, but when he does that and when the team is not playing well, he's very proactive. I like the fact that he recognizes he makes mistakes. He's made the wrong choice in his first 11, and you notice it because he starts to make wholesale changes at half time. He's starting to make games tweaking, little tweaks, styles of play, messages to the players. Hey, do this, do that. This is not how we planned out. We need to adapt to the situation. That's a big thing. Enzo Maresca's in-game management is becoming a lot better. And you look at the stats, bro, it reflects. Like the first half, the XG was what, 0.56. The second half, it went up to 1.04. And that the stats itself prove that. But yes, impressive from Maresca in regards to his in-game tactics. That's what I've learned.
Fair
What
points.
about you?
Look, fair points. I'll be quick on this, but basically, with what I learned yesterday about Chelsea going away to Burnley is that you can go away without Caicedo to a tough place, right? You got to travel all the way up north. The pressure was on. No Garnacho, no Esteval, no Caicedo. And do you know what, Mark? You played the first early kickoff, right? You were on that 12:30. You were the first game. That in itself brings pressure. It was a must not lose game. No one else has played. You're the first team up after the international break. You're going away. It's quite a distance up to Burnley. You're not playing Caicedo, no Garnacho, no Esteval, and you come away with a solid 2-0 win. You keep a clean sheet, and that
Again.
was actually what challengers do, which is what my last point is, Mark. Are Chelsea really going to challenge for the, and I mean challenge for the title this season? What do you think?
Chelsea are going to win the league, bro. Chelsea are going to win the freaking league.
Chelsea
going to win the league,
guys, I
bro.
ask him the questions that need to be asked, and then sometimes I'm faced by this stupidity. Well, yeah. Okay.
All right, look. It looks like Chelsea are going to be Arsenal's closest challengers. Yeah, look, if I'm betting money, I'd put that money on Chelsea to win the league, bro. I don't know. I think you need to be a little bit wary. Chelsea are a little bit scary at the moment, Geezer.
Chelsea are, but here's the thing. If you really want to challenge, you're not serious. You're not you, but Chelsea. Chelsea are not really trying to win the title, are they? Chelsea are not actually. I'll go. Chelsea are not really going out there to win the title. I'll tell you why before I kick it back to you. If you were actually trying to win the title, you'd have got a new keeper. If you were actually trying to win the title, once you sold Noni Madueke, you would have gone for Eze, not Jamie Gittins. If you were really trying, Mark, to win the title, you wouldn't have got in Delap. But that's my point. You're talking about too old. But that's the thing. You're not really trying to win the title because these guys are too old. You should have gone for Isak. You should have made noise, but you went for Delap. You're not Chelsea are not trying to win the title, Mark. Tell me I'm wrong.
Look, hold on. Everything you said is correct, except Chelsea are not trying to win the title. I hope that the message from the board, from the manager in the dressing room is, yo, look, even if we be subtle about it, even if we go under the radar a little bit, let's try and win the league. We're second right now. We're winning games. We're keeping clean sheets, and we're doing this without Cole Palmer. Behind the scenes, I hope that is the message. I hope that's the fucking message, Geezer.
Mark, that will be the message.
If we beat Arsenal next week
up Enzo Maresca.
We're only... Look, 3
points
off.
If
we beat Arsenal, 3 points off, we're not that far. We'll have to really evaluate it after the Christmas festive period. Right, I want to see where we're at, how we get through that period, how Arsenal get through that period, how also not just us two, City and Liverpool, are they able to gain momentum? I don't want to give anything right now. I'm optimistic.
This is a serious podcast, you donut.
I want to be optimistic right now, but I do. I also want to be a little bit realistic. I'm just hopeful that we can stick with you. And if we're only 5-6 points between Arsenal and Chelsea, all the way up to March, April, that would be fantastic. Then I would really give my opinion, and I want to put faith in Chelsea, because if by April, Geezer, we're only a few points behind you, there's a chance, that Arsenal could shit their pants. That's what they've done over the last few seasons. They could start parking the bus. They start looking over their shoulder. This is what happens with Arsenal. I'm not saying it's going to happen this season, but that has been the pattern. That could happen. And then we just need to be breathing down your neck.
We hope it's you that's behind us and not City, right? We do hope, because you guys are still a bit raw. What I am saying, before I let you land the plane, Todd Bowley is not trying. My point being is that Chelsea are not trying to win the league based on their signings. They're expecting Enzo Maresca to overperform. And currently, the table doesn't lie. You're second, clear of City. So, I think he is going to be putting that message, hey, Enzo, try and win us the league without us having to go out and spend it. It'd be absolutely perfect top draw. But I just can't see it happening, Mark. We hope it's you. We hope it's you chasing us.
Guys, let us know in the comments down below. I'm a Chelsea fan. Am I being optimistic or am I being unrealistic? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think we have a chance against Arsenal to win the league? Are we challengers? Let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear from all of you guys. Make sure you like and subscribe to the video if you like our style of content, and click this video right here for our next piece. And we'll see you lot there. Thank you.